So the scammer who almost got away with it if it wasn't for those meddling kids recently turned herself in. Let's just get straight down up into her mugshot photo. Oh, sorry, this isn't the mugshot photo. This is actually her holding a Christian Dior bag. It's crazy to me to think that you guys were donating to this scammer. Meanwhile, she's utilizing her money to visually, materialistically upgrade her life. There goes the correct photo. Look at her. All in her scammerness. What I found immediately interesting about this picture is that I never realized through all of the content that I did about her that she has a face tattoo. And I hate to judge a book by its cover, but I don't think I've ever met any PhD student that has a face tattoo. I think I've seen the neck tattoo, but not the face tattoo. Also, you can obviously tell she's been under a degree of stress because you'll notice all of the glue that still adorns her head, apparently too stressed out to wash it off before she took this lovely mugshot photo. But hey, dusty edges and scammer go hand in hand. Nevertheless, let's go over her court documents. So these documents were filed January 23rd at 11:30 a.m. where she turned herself into authorities. She'll be arraigned on March 5th, 2024 at 9 a.m. So whether or not she shows up for her arraignment, make sure that you stay locked into the channel, because I definitely will talk about that once the public documentation is released. And what does the state of Texas charge her with? Well, it's theft for $30,000 to $150,000, which is a 4th degree felony. How bad is a class 4 felony and what does it mean in court? Well, at the end of the day, a class 4 felony is considered a felony and thus charges can result in serious legal consequences if the defendant gets convicted. Although sentencing guidelines will vary by state, the majority of class 4 felony convictions will result in a prison sentence of approximately 1 to 3 years, also including fines of up to $10,000 or more depending upon the jurisdiction. And those charges, I believe, are fair. I was thinking this is either going to be a high degree misdemeanor or a very low level felony. Generally, felonies have some sort of violence associated with them or the money associated is large in nature. And $40,000 that she scammed GoFundMe as well as everyone who donated to that platform with, I think is prime for a low-class felony charge. You also see here that she filed for bond and made the amount of $10,000, so she's out on bond. So that means she'll be out here on these streets up until the 5th of March, where she'll have to, actually her lawyer will have to answer for these charges. And for all of this, I say good. She's an absolute menace to society. We've proven this time and time again of a multitude of videos of her acting like an asshole in public. This is the woman that y'all donated money to? You are stupid.
To whoever I want. Ma'am, I don't know where you're from. I am in America. I can speak to whoever I want. I don't have to calm down. I don't have to calm down. When people are being racist to me, I will not be calm. I don't have to respond to racism with calmness. I do not have to respond to racism with calmness. No, I am upset. I am offended. And I think you're very unprofessional. Okay. And I can speak to whoever I want. Don't you ever tell me or another customer who to talk to. I am not yelling.
Yes, you are.
Well, guess what? I will yell, and I can yell. Is yelling a crime? So she's gonna call the police on me for yelling? Call the police. I didn't do anything wrong.
You're refusing to leave the property.
I'm not refusing to leave the property. I'm making a verbal complaint, and I'm showing America how racist you are.
No problem.
Do not tell me or another black person who to talk to ever again.
I'm not telling you, but
when you're
yelling at my associate,
ma'am, you yelled at me. You called me a bitch.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did. And you can tell that she's a liar. And you can tell that she...
Who put a baby in this crazy woman? But you'll notice all of the people that chose to ride for her have all been silenced. And that is as of the lead prosecutor saying, "Ayo, we got video evidence of her being the aggressor and the man retaliated."
She was actually taunting the guy to hit her. Why would I go defend somebody that's actually looking for trouble?
She told the detective that responded that she was hit in the head with a brick after she refused to give her phone number to a guy on the street.
And was that verified by any of the evidence that detectives looked at?
No, that was not verified.
Harris County prosecutor Keith Houston says surveillance videos from that early September morning show Osman hitting a man first.
So she's the one she was the aggressor?
She was the aggressor, yes.
And it was a water bottle that hit her, not a brick?
He did have a water bottle in his hand, and we think that's what left the mark.
Way too often, we have so many examples and so many situations of men being sent completely to the gallows off of uncorroborated stories and or events. Gentlemen, listen to me. I've told you this time and time, and I will continue to tell you into the future. In the court of public opinion, you are guilty until proven innocent, especially if the accusations are in the vein of assault, especially if the accusations are in the vein of just assault, period, against and unto women.
This was a well thought of plan. A diabolical plan.
Olin Douglas is a father, son, and small business owner. But in September, allegations made by 33-year-old Roda Osman nearly put it all at risk.
It caused people who I thought really knew me to kind of betray me.
Douglas says he met her at a club near the Galleria as she wore a mask that only revealed her eyes. He invited her to an after party.
It's as if she was trying to get in some type of conflict.
But says she was aggressive and very intoxicated. They ended up in a car with friends.
She physically didn't start touching me until I asked her to leave. So you gotta get out.
Outside the car, Houston police say surveillance video then showed Osman slapping him in the face before he hit her back with what appears to be a plastic water bottle in hand.
You should never hit a woman in general, but I didn't want to hit her actually. It was like she hit me and I just reacted.
According to court documents, the footage didn't match what Osman told police, that a male Uber driver threw a brick at her and tried to kidnap her, that she did her own investigation and was told that Douglas was the one who assaulted her. She's now charged with theft because prosecutors say she made it up and tried to profit from this GoFundMe that raised more than $42,000.
It's been a divide between, black men, black women, and it's really evil what she did.
If police didn't have this surveillance video, this evidence that basically clears you, what kind of situation do you think you would be in?
I would be that guy that hit a girl with a brick. I'm black. I'm surprised I didn't get arrested in 30 seconds from this going out.
Douglas says he's received death threats from complete strangers.
She's just manipulating people using their pain. And that should be the true crime here.
He hopes people online will be more conscious.
The internet is the internet. It's not real life all the time.
What we've seen happening over the past several decades is people being scared to challenge any accusations that women levy onto men. #BelieveAllWomen, which is one of the most ridiculous movements or the most ridiculous hashtags that have come out of this pro-feminist movement. Bump believe all women, bump believe all men. None of it makes sense. Each individual circumstance in our story has to be put under a microscope and judged. Because if you just do 5 minutes of research on this particular story, you could tell that the scammerness leaks through her veins, and it's a component of the way that she was raised and brought up. In reality, it's not going to just be men that can move the needle on this. Ladies, we need y'all too. Shout out again to the queen of accountability. Daphne gets my utmost respect because she is an example of a woman that says, bump this current narrative. We must hold them accountable. The behavior is atrocious. And if they're not giving class 4 felonies, then they will continue to behave this way. And that's because women like Daphne don't have this irreparable damage that they've encountered in their life that they blame men for. Even if she's had a bad dealing with a man in the past, she's taken accountability for the components of herself that she had to do and the outcome of that happening. And now she holds others accountable. For all the women that are listening to me that do not agree with me, what if it was your son? What if it was your son that was accused by this scammer woman? Would you not stop at nothing to try to defend your son when you understand the content of his character? Or are you simply going to bend and fold into the current narrative of believe all women. Blood-sucking succubus and demons will stop at nothing to always be right and shame you into thinking anything else besides what they think about a situation. Because blood-sucking demon parasites don't know anything about being accountable. In fact, what you find is that they'll use whatever cultural narrative to one-up people. Think about Roda in this case. She's a Balach, single mother, Muslim, LGBTQ, immigrant, whatever. Name the victimhood status after victimhood status that she's trying to leverage to up her Cashapp donations. But it says something deep and sinister about the West, where we have a mechanism to allow these victimhood traits to just permeate. Meanwhile, it just creates weak people. And through the proliferation of social media, it gives these weak people a platform to stand on, a platform to create a GoFundMe, make up a story driven off of another victimhood narrative that men are just walking around beating women up, hitting them in the face with bricks, and just walking away because me, man, unable to get number, you turned me down, brick, which made no goddamn sense to begin with. But your confirmation bias made you. And for that, you should be ashamed of yourself. Take several seats down and hold all of your L's. See you in March, Roda. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. MT Army, mount up for this one. Comment down in the description box, the comment box down below, so we can have a conversation. And I'll see you guys soon. Until next time, YouTube.